Hey friends, I wanted to share some money hacks. If you are having a hard time getting to where you can actually save some money, I want to give you a couple of ideas of where you can cut and also how you can just start getting to that goal of your savings. So I've got 12 tips for you, and I hope that you are able to pull your own version of out of this information. So first and foremost, sell something. I've sold so many things on Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp and a couple of those other apps, and I was really surprised at what I sold. So look at your garage, look in your shed, look in your closet, look on your walls. If there's something that you don't like anymore, list it there and see what happens. I know I've sold an old cell phone, and I found recently some old records, okay? So I don't even have a record player. Why am I holding on to these records? But a record collector might really be into that and probably pay big bucks. Number 2, check your cell phone, okay? If you're spending big dollars on a cell phone, why? You can get a perfectly good one for very, very cheap. We just recently moved our cell phone coverage over to a prepaid plan. I pay $40 a month and I have unlimited gigs of service as far as data, unlimited phone calls, unlimited texts. There's no reason to be paying more than $35 a month. So there's a lot of companies out there that are offering a really low cost each month, and it's just on auto pay. So check that out. Third, consider getting a part-time job. Now, this is not forever. This is just for a temporary moment in time. So if you are not into waiting tables or working at a job at the mall over the weekend or something like that, maybe consider doing Uber Eats a couple nights a week, or being a dog walker in your neighborhood. I know on our Nextdoor app, we see a lot of requests for just odd jobs here and there. And if it's something that you can do, maybe helping out a family with some yard work one afternoon and make a couple bucks doing it, hey, why not? I want you to shop your insurance, okay? So if you just let your auto insurance roll over, month after month or every 6 months term, your insurance may be increasing, or you may be paying extra on your coverage, and it's not necessary. So find a local agent, shop it, or go to how Progressive has their information there where they show other companies in comparison. Shop insurance at least once a year and make sure that you are getting the right coverages for the lowest premium, because that could save you a couple bucks there as well. If you have cable, consider cutting the cord, right? You can stream in Hulu, Netflix. There's so many things even on YouTube absolutely for free that even if it were just for say 6 months, I know when we just cut our cable a few months ago, we cut $90 a month. So we had that initial 12-month policy with our provider that had, the Wi-Fi, and it was like next to nothing, as well with our internet provider to have that cable. But then after that 12 months, you guys, our costs went through the roof. So we cut that, and now we are not spending $90 a month, and it's pretty significant. So next tip I've got is do happy hour from home. Okay, you could buy a whole bottle of a nice, decent wine for 10 bucks. I've had a couple bottles of wine that were even a little bit less than 10 bucks. A lot of stores have buy one, get one, stock up that way. But if you go out and have a beer, a cocktail, a glass of wine, they can start at $6 each glass, and there's a pretty good chance that you're gonna have a couple for happy hour. So have happy hour at home, invite your friends over, find a really beautiful space outside and nice weather, hang out on the couch or whatever, but consider doing that to save a few bucks. And then meal prep at home. If you spend a few minutes on your days off or over the weekend and actually have some groceries set up where you can have some meals that are already really easy in your fridge, maybe even prepared, it will keep you from going out. I know when we have takeout a couple times a week, that adds up to 2 meals costing us what a whole week worth of groceries could also cost us. So consider bringing your lunch to work and having more meals prepped so you don't feel that need to have takeout or go out to eat, because it all adds up. And if you are a Starbucks junkie, I'm not suggesting to not have your Starbucks. I get it, it's a real true addiction. But my suggestion is buy the Starbucks at home. They have it in the bags, they have it in little Keurigs, so you can have your Starbucks, but it would often cost, pennies to the dollar if you will make it at home. Another tip I have for you is set your AC a little bit higher when you leave for the day. So I know I like to keep my house at around 75, but when we're both out of here for the day, when we go to work, I push it up to 78, and it saves us some money. Now, be cautious. If you keep your house at 65, you're gonna be paying a lot in electric anyway, but please don't shove it up to 78, because by the time you come home and the air conditioner has to work really hard to get you back down to 65, it's not gonna have any cost savings. And then you're gonna be really miserable that first hour that you're home and it's hot and muggy and all of those things. But just by a couple of degrees, if you can push it up, or if you've got that Nest, have it set that way that when you're not gonna be around, that the air conditioning is not constantly working for your home. I know during the summer months we pay often about $200 more a month because our air conditioning is running all the time because it's hot here in Florida. Another thing is, if you aren't going to the gym all the time, consider canceling that membership. There's lots of yoga classes, workout classes, all those things on YouTube you could do to just kind of get you through. You could take on running or some kind of other sport that doesn't require, say, $50 a month at the gym. And again, it's not for a long term, just temporary, so we can help boost up your savings. Now, if your gym friends is part of your community and that's what keeps you going and that's what brings you so much joy, don't even consider this. I want you to do what brings you a lot of joy. But if you were like me and had a gym membership that you considered going to every once in a while, stop wasting your money and just cancel or pause that membership for the moment. If you are renting an apartment or even have your own home that you own, consider a short-term roommate. So my very first home that I had bought, a girlfriend of mine wound up moving in after I'd owned it for a couple of months. She broke up with her significant other and moved in just to figure it out for a couple of months, or so we thought. We got along wonderfully. She's still to this day one of my very favorite people in the world, but she lived with me for 2.5 years. It was great for her, it was great for me, paid half my mortgage, and was put me in a position where I was able to boost up my savings because she helped share that cost of living. And then number 11, see if you can cut out your high interest credit cards. If you are using, say, a store credit card to get your little 10% off when you go there, or to get your rewards points, but if you don't pay that bill in full, consider not using it at all and keep it to a zero balance. Now, don't close it up, just keep it at a zero balance. But some of those store credit cards charge 24.99 to 29.99% in interest, and that will add unnecessary amounts to your payoff on that credit card bill. So just get rid of it, don't use it if you can avoid doing so, because you're just wasting your money on that interest where you could be putting that into savings and building up that amount. And then my last tip for you, and this one might hurt, and I'm sorry for saying it, it's just merely a suggestion. If you have big goals of getting out of debt and increasing your amount that you have in savings, you might have to postpone some things just for a little while. If you like vacationing, maybe you postpone your vacation for 6 months until you have your goal set up over here of what your savings desires are. Maybe you postpone having pets. I tell you what, love these guys, but they are expensive. They eat a couple times a day. They've got to have that flea and heartworm medicine. Every time we go to the vet, it's no less than $250 when I walk out of there. This one has crazy allergies, and so we've got him on allergy medicine, which is costing us a lot of money. Love him to death, but it will take away from your savings goals. So maybe postpone those vacation plans, pets for a little while. And if kids are part of your bigger plan, maybe postpone having that baby for another year until you meet your savings goal, so you can hopefully buy that house so you have a really amazing home in which you can raise those kiddos and start that next chapter in your life. Hope that you found some really great takeaways in there. Figure out what works for you and maybe implement it. Even if it's just one thing, you're one step closer to hitting your goals. All right, until next time.